There is no person, by the way, more hypocritical in this issue than my dear friend, Brian Holloman, aka the Gaytor Gaymor. And in fact, speaking of our dear friends, we have a nice lineup that Gaytor posted for us on Zitter saying, I'm putting a team together. Now we got Pippa Pipkins, who is a lolly avatar. We have Kasha, good friend of Pippa. I believe that's Shondo. I don't know who that is. It looks like Sonichu. It looks like Magi-chan or something. So we got the big four. We got Pippa Pipkins, Kasha, Shondo, and then Sonichu, Blue Sonichu, who collects toys of VTuber characters for whatever reason. So he says, my power level has increased to the point I can make my haters seethe about plushie collections Lamau. At the end of the day, all these people are more like Anna Valens than not. Maybe Horseshoe Theory was onto something. So if you think that this 38-year-old man collecting plushies of a little girl and Magi-chan is cringe, you are a tranny rapist, according to Brian Holloman, the Gaytor Gaymor. He says, fuck around, find out moment coming for Noel because he couldn't leave VTubers alone and stay in his own lane. This is him backing up the Almighty Lolly, because the Almighty Lolly is just going to epically fucking own me because I dared. My crime, I dared to talk about Saba's striptease for her viewers. Her child character striptease. That was the bridge I crossed. And now I am the real pedophile. Here's a nice little of his Oshi, his number one. And this is my favorite thing. The AI generated this picture of him petting his Oshi. That's Kiki Pion Pion chat. It's a very important character in the Brian Holloman story. So the AI generated this lovely picture of him with Kiki Pion Pion, his little Oshi. And let's see, he did somebody says, we will never forget about this buddy. And this is when he did his really embarrassing imitation of a Japanese apology. He said, the fake apology video where I told people like you to suck a dick and choke on it. Sailor says, if you can't see how the situation is embarrassing for you, then you're too far gone. Sailor then says, you watch VTubers who have pacifiers in their mouth. Now I want to show you this again. So we have it. That's Shondo, third from the left, between Magi-chan and Kirsha. And then we have Shondo with a literal fucking pacifier in her mouth. And he responds to this and says, yes, actually, and Koseki Bijou too. This is a pretty common VTuber thing. This is a pretty common VTuber thing. And he's right. Here is Koseki Bijou. She has a 120,000 viewer video in YouTube Shorts that is Bibu calls us stinky for some shower motivation hollow live. There is a literal pacifier sucking VTuber that works for HoloLive, the biggest English speaking VTuber agency that does YouTube short ASMR videos calling you stinky to help you get motivated to take a shower. And Gaytor watches this. He watches a VTuber call him stinky so he can get motivated to wash himself. He's a 38-year-old man who watches a pacifier sucking child call him stinky so he can clean himself. And then he tells me that I fucked around and found out because I made fun of this. Nigga, I don't give a fuck if these motherfuckers roll up on me with a 357 Magnum and kill me. I will talk about this until I am done, and I am far from done. I will continuously bring up the fact that you watch a goo goo gaga pacifier sucking child tell you to take a shower because you stink. And you watch this voluntarily, and you pay money. Is this actually is this Magi-chan? I can't even tell. Is this Magi-chan? Does he have a plush doll? Gaytor, if you have a plush doll of Koseki Bijou telling you that you're stinky, please post it on Zitter. I'll look before the end of the stream. I'll put it up on a stream for you. I want to see Koseki Bijou's pacifier sucking plushie. And what's really crazy, the craziest fucking thing of all of this is that only a few years ago, on the Anime Boomers podcast. And I watched this 11-minute long clip. This is Gaytor. This is how he did his setup. He put himself as the sexy Anchorman avatar. And then I actually kind of liked his setup where he had like the couch, and then it showed all the Discord avatars kind of positioned on the couch with a nice little CSS 3-dimensional rotation. It's actually a pretty decent setup for like a shitty YouTube stream. So we had a guest on. That's one of the Discord avatars on the couch, and the guest was doing an investigative report for his anime-related blog, and he was investigating Lolicon, and he had literally the exact same experience that I did, where he was looking into the Lolicon stuff, and he ended up on a Lolicon community. And on this community, he realized, or was invited to at some point, to a hidden board on the Lolicon community. And he realized that they were literal pedophiles sharing literal child pornography. They would masturbate to the little anime girls, and then they would masturbate to the little girls. And they had to make sure that you were an actual OG lolly pussy hits different type of poon hound before they invited you to the secret child pornography board. Gaytor interviewed a guy that did this, and he said that he gave up after that because he was like, I don't want to deal with this. He just gave up on his article after he found this out. He's like, I'm done. I don't want to talk about Lolicon anymore. And he talked to Gaytor about it, and Gaytor agreed with him vehemently and said, it is disgusting. It is degenerate. I don't support this. I don't endorse this. And that was always his position. I remember the Gaytor Gaymor on the Ralph Retort condemning the Lolicons. He had the typical cool guy anime interests with like JoJo and Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball Z and all the usual suspects when you say that anime is fucking gay and full of little kids sucking on pacifiers. They go, but what about Cowboy Bebop? And you have to admit, Cowboy Bebop was a pretty fucking cool show. It had a cute little corgi. There's a really cool episode where you're like a sludge monster that grew out of the fridge that eats everybody. It's like a weird horror short. And it's a cool episode. And then it gets eaten by the dog, if I remember correctly. But they say that. And then that's his take for years, right? And then he has guys on the Anime Boomer podcast to talk about how they did an investigative report and found that the Lolicons in their secret communities were sharing child pornography. And Gaytor says, yeah, that's all fucking gross. And then a few years later, merely a few years later, stinky, Brian Holloman, stinky, go take a shower, goo goo gaga, Brian Holloman, take a shower, you stinky boy, take shower. What happened? What the fuck happened? I even asked this in the thread. I'm like, is this the VTuber pipeline? Is this what happens, that you go from like, I would never watch an anime less masculine than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to goo goo gaga, I'm stinky? Like, is that what does it only take like 4 years and VTuber consumption to get from point A to point B? I desperately want to believe that there are not hundreds of thousands of people jerking off to kids with pacifiers in their mouths. That the VTuber community is not just this, that not every anime freak is going to be masturbating to this shit and collecting plushies of children. I don't want to believe that. I want to believe in the good of humanity, chat. But how the fuck did Gaytor? Gaytor was like normal. He was like a weeb. Yeah, he was fat. He worked at Subway. May was probably the best he would have ever had. But he was like normal. Medicare was normal. What the fuck happened? I need to know. I need a government studied or funded study for $100 million to figure out what the fuck is happening, that the Gaytor Gaymor is watching Goo Goo Gaga go take a shower videos on YouTube. I need to know what the fuck. This is more urgent than vaccines causing autism or whatever the fuck. I need to know. This is a medical crisis. This is a medical fucking crisis, okay? And then, and in case you're wondering, this is the Kiki Pompon, different from the Koseki Baiju. Let's clear this up. This is Kiki Pompon. He went to go see Kiki Pompon in person. Let's not forget this. That's his Oshi. He says he loves her so much, and she introduced him to Hexa, and it was extremely cringe. But he went there in fucking person to meet Kiki Pompon. And then I found this video in June last year. It's been deleted. It's been privated. Thankfully, I'm a psychotic freak and I archive everything. So I have an archive of this video that Kiki Pompon tried to remove from the fucking internet. And I have a little clip for you that I want to play for you of Kiki Pompion, okay?
Okay, lolicon, obviously, tag I look for. Most stuff I like is got lolicon in it. I think it's the best tag out there, probably. I put it at number 1, probably, in my tags. Because I am a big self-inserter. I like to self-insert a lot, and I think there's nothing better than seeing something with a lolly in it. I am more of just a lolliconner than like what's it called, like a toddler conner. I don't know, I know it's like weird to put that in there or to specify, but like when they look like way too young, I mean, if I'm in a certain mood, I'll really like it, and I'll self-insert, but most of the time I'll be like, I don't know, I mostly go for the ones where they just look little, you know what I mean, but not like too little, but not like, but I don't know, they need to have no womanly features at all, like, they can't have hips or anything. I need them to be small.
Wait for the line. There's a line coming. Here it is. Childhood is over. Childhood is over. It's a good song, chat. It's Lunacy by Swans. Yes, we do need an hour-long segment. I just can't fucking believe it. Because my issue is that it's so common now. It's so common to the point where if you even talk about it, you get mobbed by people saying that I'm the lunatic. I'm the lunatic because I dare notice these things. No, I'm not actually a stalker child.